How's it going, y'all? My name is Aiden Anderson, and this is the Moscow Minutes. I'm here with the latest from the Latah County Commissioner Meetings from the week of February 20th, 2022. On account of President's Day this past Monday, which meant that the courthouse was closed, the only meeting to speak of this week was on Wednesday, February 23rd. Highlights from that meeting include Idaho water permits, ARPA fund commitments, and another round of property tax exemptions. Let's get into it. The meeting began with an executive session which hosted a client-attorney communication. Following that, the commissioners examined a few action items which require the filing of information for a permit to the Idaho Department of Water Resources. These permits are involved in situations where a person is making changes regarding sources of water on their property, including the redirecting of streams or the digging of wells, along with the intended use of the water. As such, they tend to be very complicated applications to fill out, which was the case with today's applications, such that there were apparent inconsistencies in the paperwork that made it all the more difficult for the commissioners to determine whether to put these applications through or not. So rather than do that now, they voted to protest these applications, which means that they'll arrange a time to meet with the applicants to clarify information regarding their intended use of the water or measurements regarding their water usage on those documents so that they can be passed in good conscience. Next up, the commissioners signed paperwork that officially commits a portion of the county ARPA funds to particular projects. The items listed in this meeting's agenda were generally upgrades to the county's technology, including replacement servers, a new door lock system for building security, replacing of security cameras, and upgrading the commission's meeting room to be better equipped for virtual meetings. Park improvements to Edwin Lloyd Park and Robinson Park were also included in this set of approved ARPA fund commitments. Next, the commissioners went through another set of property tax exemption renewals. Today's set included some local churches, as well as property belonging to the Gritman Medical Center, and a few others. All of these were approved with the exception of a parcel belonging to a fraternity. This is that same parcel that has come up in previous discussions where the commissioners held off from approving or denying it until they got some legal clarity on this piece of property, and today they got their answer. So apparently there's some structuring differences in the property ownership that makes it such that it is not legally able to qualify for property tax exemption status. And so the commissioners were forced to deny a tax exemption on that piece of property. Just a few more items left on the agenda. The commissioners withdrew a protest to a water rights application, having gotten the information they needed from the applicant, and they approved signature on the associated settlement agreement. So if you remember at the beginning of this video, we talked about those other water resource applications. This is an example of the commissioners having protested that application, actually meeting with the applicant, talking them through it, settling up any confusion, and then sending it through. They also waived the GIS fee for a geomorphic assessment regarding steelhead trout for both the state and national Office of Conservation Services. Lastly, they approved making the Genesee Fire District a subrecipient of county ARPA funds, and committed to them a grant in the amount of just over $56,000. This is the sort of thing that the county has been planning on doing with additional ARPA funds they receive, such that any entities that were underfunded or were unable to apply or fail to qualify for ARPA funds in the area could still receive the support that they need. The commissioners then moved into executive session to discuss employee timesheets, and the meeting was pretty much concluded at that point. And that was the last from the county meetings from this past week. As always, we'll have the appropriate links and documents posted with this video, and if you have any further questions, let us know. This is Aiden Anderson with the Moscow Minutes. See you next time.